Coming up on this Wild West Friday, Miami draws even in the NBA Finals. NBA officials come under fire after a missed call late in Game 2. And did David Stern really just say that on Jim Rome? All that and more coming up on the good, the bad, the Teskey.
Lebron for three. Yes! With LeBron. Here's the strip, but James gets it back. Count it, and a foul.
Okay, so it is Friday the 15th. As you heard there off the top, had a little LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, with a little bit of LeBron highlights in there. And this show is going to be mainly about the King, LeBron James. And last night on Twitter, I'm on there last night and I'm seeing tweet after tweet after tweet again talking about LeBron and nobody having his back on what a great game he had yesterday in Game 2. Which brings us to the good on this program of the good, the bad, the Teskey. And that is the way LeBron James and the Heat played last night in OKC to even this NBA Finals, and LeBron was a big reason for that last night. Gets his second consecutive 30-point game for the Miami Heat. Also, just tell you how much this guy means to the NBA, how close he is to closing in on history right now. He's just 84 points away from getting 700 career playoff points. He would then join the likes of Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Shaq. So that is just the elite group that LeBron would join. All he needs is 84 more points. And by the way he has played so far in these finals, that is definitely something he can accomplish. And I think he will accomplish when the finals are all said and done. Now, a lot of people, they always have been chirping LeBron for his inability to score late in games. They've always said, you know what, LeBron can always put up numbers in the first three quarters. It's that last quarter where he cannot produce. And I'm looking at Twitter. There's a lot of haters that are on Twitter getting after LeBron James. And this one tweet I read last night was just ridiculous. It was talking about, well, if there was a LeBron mode for your cell phone, it would just be the vibration mode because there's no ring. And again, I know that's the argument people are always going to be bringing up with LeBron James, that he hasn't won the ring yet, and he left Cleveland so Dwayne Wade could win him that all-important ring. But right now, if Miami does get a championship, it's not going to be on the shoulders of Dwayne Wade. It's not going to be on the shoulders of Chris Bosh, but it's going to be because of the way LeBron James is playing so far in this series. Now, man, he and Kevin Durant have been going at it. This was the matchup that everybody wanted to see. They all wanted to see the three-time scoring champion Kevin Durant go up against the three-time MVP LeBron James, who has beaten Kevin Durant for the MVP 3 times in a row. Okay? So now we have the two best players in the NBA right now squaring off against each other. And LeBron James said to start this game in Game 2, told Eric Spoelstra that he wanted to guard Durant from the get-go, from tip-off. And what a great decision that was by LeBron James and Eric Spoelstra for listening to his star player, because the Heat jumped out to a 25-10 lead early in that first half. Durant struggled. He then found his game later on in the second half, hit some big shots down the stretch there in the fourth, but it was LeBron's defense and his offensive production that were really helping the Heat, and he was carrying that team on his back. Now, people are saying he's not a clutch player, and that, again, I get that. He has missed some big shots. I understand that. But if you look at the way he played last night, he hits the 2 final free throws with 7 seconds to go, ices the game, hit a 3 also in the final 2 minutes. And people still will never give this guy credit. Just look at his free throw percentage numbers in the regular season. This guy shot 77% in the regular season. So he put up modest free throw numbers then. So far in the first 2 games of the NBA Finals, LeBron James has shot 90% from the free throw line, including hitting all 12 of his free throws last night. And this was the kind of game yesterday. Oklahoma City made it close down the stretch that you needed to sink those free shots. Now, they only won by 4. Imagine if LeBron had gone 8 for 12 or if he hadn't gone perfect. This series could have been going back to Miami with Oklahoma City up 2-0. Now, LeBron didn't do everything by himself last night. He did get some good help from his supporting cast, and it's going to have to continue if Miami wants to have a shot at winning this series, especially this guy who has been especially clutch for the Miami Heat.
5 to shoot. Chalmers back to Battier. Battier for 3. Oh, he banks it in. Battier. It looked like it was way too strong, and it was. But he gets it.
Now, here is a role player like Shane Battier that the Heat are getting good production from so far. In this series, he is 12 for 17 from the field. And to start the playoffs, he was ice cold, and he was 34 for 109 to start the playoffs. And yesterday, he hit some clutch baskets for the Miami Heat. He had 5 3-pointers for them. And this is not including the production they had from Wade, Bosh, and LeBron. If they get production from Battier, this team is going to be really tough to stop. As well, Chris Bosh, who had come off that injury at the end of the Boston series, has now looked to regain his form as he had a double-double in the first half and was a menace on the boards for the Miami Heat. So definitely looking good for them going forward if they can have guys like Bosh and Battier continue to put up numbers. And Oklahoma City has to be worried that they let Miami back in this series with 3 games now slated for Miami, and they have to go on the road and hopefully come out of there winning 2 out of those 3 games.
Durant on the drive, shot short. Westbrook lost it. James has it, and they foul James. Durant wanted a foul.
Now, a lot of people believe that the NBA officials last night missed a sure call late in the game when Durant drove the ball baseline past LeBron James, and when he was going up for the shot, if you watch the replay, LeBron clearly fouls Kevin Durant. It was a missed call, and anyway, the Thunder ended up having to foul LeBron, who had been perfect on the night. LeBron goes to the free throw line, puts the game away. And a lot of Thunder fans feel they got hosed on this one, and they feel that Durant was owed those 2 foul shots that would have tied the game. And when you look at this, you have to say that the referees, they missed one. They clearly missed one, and at the point in the game when they missed this call is what people are up in arms about and are not pleased with, because really that completely changes the outcome of this game. If they call that a foul, Durant again gets to go shoot free throws and has a chance to tie the game for his team. And again, he was very professional afterwards when asked about the incident. He simply said, you know what, the foul wasn't called, I simply missed the shot. But again, NBA referees can't see everything. They clearly missed this one, but hopefully they don't make that mistake again. Now, another guy who's hoping to not make the same mistake again is David Stern. Now, he went on the Jim Rome show the other day, and Jim Rome asked him a pressing question that a lot of us wanted to know, and that he asked him if there was any fixing involved with New Orleans getting the first overall pick. And here is how the commissioner answered that question live on the Jim Rome show.
New Orleans won the draft lottery, which of course produced the usual round of speculation that maybe the lottery was fixed. I know that you appreciate a good conspiracy theory as much as the next guy. Was the fix in for the lottery?
I have 2 answers for that. I'll give you the easy one. No, and a statement. Shame on you for asking.
I understand why you would say that to me, and I wanted to preface it by saying it respectfully. I think it's my job to ask because I think people wonder.
No, it's ridiculous, but that's okay.
I know that you think it's ridiculous, but I don't think the question is ridiculous because I know people think that.
Stop beating
I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair.
Did you stop beating your wife yet? If you're the commissioner of the NBA, you're trying to get families to go to games. That's your whole deal. That's what you want. That's what you want as a league. You want your league to be friendly. Why are you going on a public radio show that's broadcast to over 200 stations across Canada and the US and bombing it like that? You're the commissioner of the NBA. You're part owner of the New Orleans Hornets. You guys got the first overall pick when Charlotte was the sure favorite to get the first overall pick. I'm not saying that you guys hosed the draft. I'm not saying that you guys fixed the draft. Okay, but you got to expect to hear questions about that, especially on a show like the Jim Rome Show, which is syndicated all across North America. And all you have to do in that situation, you just have to say no. How have his people close to David Stern, not trained him how to answer that question? You're the commissioner of the NBA. You can't just go off like that and drop such a bomb. And personally, you can hear him in that clip. He says, "Did you beat your wife?" under his breath. And Jim Rome talks over him. So he's already assured that he can, recover from that. He doesn't have to say it again. But he does. He goes ahead, waits for Jim to pause, and then says it over again. To me, that looks really bad on the NBA. David Stern is going to have to apologize publicly and hope that he has a job come Monday. Anyway, that is it for episode 2 of The Good, The Bad, The Teskey. Thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in next time.